want it, get it, don't ever give up, you got it. You wanna make it, then chase it, no one can stop you. Stop you, they're gonna hate you, but let them hate you, that's fine. Cause if they stand in your way, then you gotta leave them.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Samuel Burns, and welcome back to the South Alabama Dynasty. It is week 11, and it is rivalry week here in South Alabama. We are traveling to Atlanta to take on the Georgia State Panthers in the Georgia Dome this week. Very big game. Georgia State sits at 5-3 on the season. We sit at 4-4. We're both vying for a bowl bid, trying to get to be bowl eligible. So it's a pretty big game. We're both pretty much out of the race as far as conference championship goes, but we can still both get a bowl game and possibly win that bowl game. So it's a pretty big game. We're playing this is the third straight time that we're playing Georgia State in the Georgia Dome, because last year in the Sun Belt, our regular season game was in the Georgia Dome, as was the conference championship, and then we obviously the shift to the SEC caused us to play them once again in the Georgia Dome. But we're going to go ahead and get this game started. It is Jeremy Johnson. Did not see him last year due to injury, handing off to the junior running back Kyler Neal, who was a Heisman frontrunner to start the season, but much like Bilal Marshall, has dropped out of the race. He gets 8 yards on the first play of the game. Now 2nd and 3 later in the drive, and somehow Justin Wagner is wide open, and he's into the end zone, 54 yards. I tried to key on the run there. I thought it was going to be a run, and it just ended up obviously not being a run, and that's a 57-yard touchdown. So we get the ball here down 7-0, 2 minutes into this game, and it is Caleb Blanchard getting 5 yards right there on the catch to start us off with his first catch of the day. And now 3rd and 4 later in the drive, Marshall is rolling to his right. Can he get to the first down line? Doesn't quite have the angle, and he's taken down a yard short. It's only a 3-yard run for the senior quarterback, and that is going to bring us a yard short of the first down marker, so we have to punt back to the Panthers. So 1st down and 10, handing off to Kyler Neal is Jeremy Johnson, and Neal's going to go ahead and get 6 yards right there. Kyler Neal with his 2nd or 3rd carry of the ball game right there. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Johnson back to pass, and he's going to be going on the left side, and it is nearly intercepted, just batted down right there by Ty Young. He went for the safe bet and just batted it down, and so that forces Georgia State to punt. So we get the ball back here. It is now 2nd down and 7. Marshall is going to drop back to pass, and he is going to find Caleb Blanchard going across the formation on the right side, who is going to get pushed out of bounds, but not after he gets 23 yards on the play right there. His 2nd catch of the day. Now on 2nd and 14, Marshall is back to pass, going on the right side. That is Matt Harris with the catch. A 21-yard reception on the little curl route right there brings up a 1st down, but we wouldn't get anything out of the rest of that drive, so it brings us to a 4th and 8 here with a minute left in the first quarter, and Logan Gunn, the senior kicker, kicks it through the uprights, makes it 7-3. The Panthers on top by 4 points here on senior night for Georgia State. And now we get back to the Panthers. Ross Jackson gets 15 yards right there and the 1st down, as Jeremy Johnson's up to 76 yards passing to start this ball game. We're in the 2nd quarter now, 3rd down and 4, and Kyler Neal is going to weave his way in and out of the formation and get 7 yards on the run right there. Some crafty running by the junior running back. He gets the Panthers a 1st down, and now Georgia State going play action, and Jeremy Johnson is going to throw on the right side, but it's intercepted by Roman Buchanan, and I decided to run backwards because of the camera turn. Could have potentially been a pick 6 right there, but nonetheless, it's the first turnover of the day for Georgia State, and we get the ball. Now 2nd down and 6. Marshall breaks contain on the outside. There's no one containing Bilal Marshall, and that was a dangerous move right there to cut back inside and try to get more yardage, but it pays off. He gets 29 yards on the carry right there. And now 2nd and 3 later in the drive, Marshall on the triple option pitches it to Caleb Blanchard, who's into the end zone. That is the first Jaguar touchdown of the ball game, as South Alabama goes on top 10-7 on the rival Georgia State Panthers. Now here's Jeremy Johnson running his own read option on 3rd down and 1, and he keeps it, and that's going to get 6 yards for Jeremy Johnson, and that is enough for the 1st down. Now 1st and 10, 2.5 to go till halftime. Johnson's back to pass, and he's going to go ahead and find Paul Walker, who does a phenomenal juke on the CPU tackle. You guys always tell me to let the CPU tackle, but then stuff like that happens. But that's a 38-yard reception for Paul Walker, and it's a lose-lose situation if I tackle because I suck at tackling, or if the CPU tackles, because then that happens. But Blake Gardner gets 8 yards on the next play, bringing up a 2nd down and 2, but later in the drive, it's 1st and 10, a minute to go, and Johnson back to pass. He's going to go ahead and find Justin Wagner for 14 yards. That's going to get them inside the 5 and a 1st down, stopping the clock with a minute 2 remaining. And very next play, Jeremy Johnson is going to go ahead and hand off to Kyler Neal, who gets his way into the end zone and puts Georgia State back on top 14-10. 59 seconds to go. Now it's 52 seconds to go, 2nd and 10. Marshall is going to fire on the right side. That is Dejan Funderbunk, and the receiver is going to get out of bounds after getting 24 yards, his first catch on the ball game, and that is going to bring up a first down. Now 1st down and 10. Marshall back to pass, and he's going to be rolling to his left, and the defender trips or something, and Marshall's got a lot of space. He's out across the 35-yard line to about the 33 and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. Now 1st and 10. Marshall rolling to his right, looking, and he throws back across the formation, and it's Anthony Thompson. Touchdown Jaguars, and Anthony Thompson gets 34 yards on that touchdown catch, and that puts the Jaguars back on top 17-14, 30 seconds to go till halftime. But Jeremy Johnson going to try to get one more score before halftime, as Georgia State has all 3 timeouts, and that's a big gain right there. Johnson's up to 157 yards passing in the first half. Now 25 seconds to go. Johnson back to pass, and he is going to look on the left side, and a phenomenal catch right there. I'm not sure how Ty Young didn't turn around and bat that one down or even catch it, but Paul Walker gets the first down. 21 seconds to go now, 1st and 10, and Johnson's back to pass once again, and he's going over on the right side, and that is Rufus Warren with the 21-yard catch. And now it's 16 seconds to go, and a little later, after a incomplete pass, 2nd down and goal, and that is going to be a touchdown for Justin Wagner, his 2nd of the ball game, and that is going to put Georgia State on top 21-17 heading into halftime. But luckily we get the ball to start the half, and we start off with a bad running play that went for negative yards, but then right after that, Dejan Funderbug gets 26 yards on the little corner route right there. So that brings up a 3rd down and 4 now later in the drive, and Marshall is going to dump this screen pass off to Caleb Blanchard, who's going to easily get the first down and hangs onto the ball, the most important thing. So that's a 9-yard reception for Caleb Blanchard, as Marshall is up to 145 yards passing. Now 1st down and 10, Marshall, play action, rolling to his right, and once again breaks contain, and he gets some blockers, and he's inside the 20-yard line, steps out at about the 15, and that's an 18-yard scramble for Bilal Marshall. He's up to 80 yards on the ground. Now Marshall is going to be rolling to his right side again, and he fires and finds the senior wideout Matt Harris for a first down, and that's going to be 1st and goal from the 1. Now 1 play later, 2nd and goal. Bilal Marshall is in the shotgun, handing off to Caleb Blanchard, and he's into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown run of the day. That is a career high for Caleb Blanchard and puts the Jaguars on top 24-21. So 2nd and 11 now. Jeremy Johnson waits for that check down the entire way, and he's going to find Blake Gardner right there for 9 yards, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2, but they would convert. And now later in the drive, 2nd and 10, and Johnson's going over the middle, but it's intercepted by Marcus Stegall, and that interception gives the Jaguars the ball back with the lead. So 2nd and 11, Marshall breaks contain once again, and he's got a lot of space brought down from behind after he gains 17 yards and another first down. Bilal Marshall absolutely shredding this Panthers defense on the ground. Now 2nd down and 8, Marshall back to pass, he's going on the left side, and Kyle Clifford makes 1 tackle and miss, stays in bounds, makes another tackle and miss, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Kyle Clifford, 42 yards on the curl route right there, sets up a first down and goal, and Bilal Marshall calls his own number and is into the end zone for the touchdown, as the Jaguars go on top 31-21 over the rival Georgia State Panthers. A minute 23 to go till the 4th quarter, and somehow Jeremy Johnson avoids that tackle and gets the first down on 3rd down and 4. That was a big conversion for Georgia State, something they definitely needed, and that will give them the first down. But now after a sack, it's 2nd and 20, and Johnson is going to go deep on the left side, forces it into coverage, and it's intercepted by Ty Young, the standout corner, gets the 3rd interception of the ball game for the Jaguars defense. And so it's 3rd down and 2 now, and Marshall nowhere really to go, but he breaks contain once again. What is the Panthers defense doing? They should have had a quarterback spy on or something, and Bilal Marshall breaks defensive contain and gets 10 yards and the first down. But here, running a triple option, my controller decides to pitch the ball, and it is a turnover. So that gives Georgia State new life. So it's 1st down and 10 now, and Johnson's going to be scrambling for his life and fires on the run into coverage, but he finds Rufus Warren. That's a 9-yard catch, his 3rd of the ball game. But it's 2nd and 14 now. 5:45 to go. Johnson audibling. He is back to pass, and he's going to be going over on the left side. That's Paul Walker, who steps out of bounds after gaining 23 yards on the little corner route right there. So it's 1st down and 10, 5.5 to go. And Johnson going over the middle, and it's intercepted by Ty Young, his 2nd pick of the ball game, and the 4th pick overall for the Jaguar defense. As we're just going to continue to milk this clock. And here's a read option for Bilal Marshall, and he is going to get past the entire defense. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown Jaguars. Bilal Marshall, his second rushing touchdown of the game, and that puts him well near 150 rushing yards on the day. So it's a 17-point Jaguar lead, and here we go. Forcing it into coverage again is Jeremy Johnson, but somehow coming down with it is the Panthers receiver. So trying to get something going, down by 17 with 1:44 to go. Johnson's hit as he throws, but he finds Justin Wagner, who's just having an absolutely monster day. A 27-yard reception for Wagner puts him at 123 for the day on just 5 catches, but it's 3rd and 3. Play action pass, Johnson finally back to the end zone, and it's intercepted by the freshman Tim Neal, and that is your ball game. The 5th interception of the day by the Jaguar defense. Caleb Blanchard rushes for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Bilal Marshall leads the Jaguars to the upset victory over the 26th ranked Georgia State Panthers. So anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy. Thank you guys for watching, and we still got a couple weeks left in the season. We got to get one more win to become bowl eligible. We'll see if we were able to do it over these last 3 ball games. See ya.